In this episode of Zulf Talks Photography, tips for making a photography portfolio. So the question is, do you even need a photography portfolio? That's a very good question. In the current day and age, is having a social media profile online, like a WordPress, blog even Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, any of those social networks you've got, is it enough to show a client a device with that on? Or should you have something printed as a portfolio, maybe a book, some type of promotional material? That's something we're going to look at today and think about. So if you're into photography, there's a number of different ways you can show your work. I'm going to show you an example of I'll call it promotional material. It depends where you're going and who you're showing it to. But my one is designed for clients specifically. Let me just focus in on this. I'll talk you through the one I've got and I'll give you an idea of why I have it in the way I have it. So if I show you, okay, so right now I have separate pages which I can interchange into my portfolio. That allows me to tailor it to where I'm going and who I'm showing it to. Are they interested in promoting online? Do they want images in the form of lookbooks? Do they want something with full spreads? So posters, is it a store selling items? It all depends. So you need to be able to tailor your services to that. There's a few examples I'm showing here of different types of images. You can check these out on the link in the description. You can see a full breakdown if you're interested. A bit of breakdown about what you offer, nothing too intense. At the same time, a bit of information about what you can offer, types of projects you've done. You can give examples of your websites and social media printed out on, paper basically. You can show the types of projects you've done. These are all examples. So I'm hoping that it gives you an idea of the types of things you can do. This is a very cheap one because you can basically leave this as a pamphlet style with the client so they can look at it later on as well. And it gives them something to share with their company, because they can easily leave this on the table and someone can look at it. You can up your game and get an actual book made. It depends how much the client is worth to you. So that's a few look at some images. But if I show you an actual example of one, so here is the first example. It'll be a booklet in the form of your card inserted. So you've got your contact details on there. This one is a test one, so it's not in the best quality. So when you open up, the first page is basically what you offer, what you do. There's a few test marks here, so you can ignore those because this is a sample. And with this, it gives you an example of what can be acceptable for client shoots. I've got maybe 10 client shoots with this portfolio in different scenarios. So fashion photography, marketing a company for their products. You've got a few little snippets here, a bit of information, a bit of stats to show you can actually look at audience retention and bring the most, because companies will basically want the bottom line. They want to sell more products. You need to tell them how will your service help them sell products. That's basically it. So if you can get that down to a T quite quickly, hopefully when you're giving this out, you'll be there anyway. So you're explaining and they can flick through that and see what you offer. You can see this is a quick mock-up. So there's a few things that I've added and taken away. There's different types of projects. That was one example. Let me show you another one. And then I'll show you, I think I've still got the printed one, like a big actual book, which I'll show you afterwards. So again, you basically whittle it down until you get the one that looks the best. And the one that explains what you do the best as well. So you can see with this one, I got some journalistic work because of that type of storytelling with images. So it's important to be able to pick out your best work and show that. So there's a bit about managing multimedia, social media platforms, a bit of clients that you worked with. It depends who they are, and if you want to impress them in a certain way, you include certain types of photos. So portfolios are very important in terms of having printed portfolios. Make sure you consider your goals. What is your aim with this? What do you want them to do? Do you want them to understand the types of photos you will take for them, how they will boost their business, how they will make more sales? Tailor your audience. So that's why I have multiple sheets, because I can change those and tailor them to who I'm showing it to. Think about the format. Print might not always be your friend. If they're more younger audience and a younger company, it might be better taking in a tablet and showing them digital details like followers and that kind of thing they're normally interested in. So that's something to keep an eye out. Keep it brief. So with there, you would have seen I didn't have too many pages. Maybe there's about 10 pages there, and some of these I would whittle down as well. So I'd probably keep just the main pages as part of that. So it kind of gives you an idea of the spread, gives you an idea of the types of different scenarios. So use different programs to help you with this. That was a quick look at the portfolio side of things. I'll give you a few more tips just to keep you on the right path. So there's different examples you can use. You can consider having an actual folder printed out with loads of work. It depends where you are in your journey. Make sure to assemble your portfolio in a nice, pleasing manner. You can use different types of print. These were actual stores on the high street, so I didn't have to impress them too much. So that was enough to give them what they wanted, basically. If it's a higher end client, you basically taking a full presentation with like a bigger board, similar to if you've seen Apprentice and those kind of packs and media packs and things. All of these things I will link in a separate playlist, which you can find out more information about, and that will keep you thinking about the wider aspect of photography.